It looks like I might have it together now, man. Looks like we're going to get things in working order. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. It depends on what part of the world that you may be listening from. Pastor Kevin here, doing what I do best, right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, located at gmap1.com. I'm excited. I know that we have a lot of things going on around here inside the new home-based studio, but in our community, we have just as much going on. And as you can tell, we have my friend and my brother, Mr. Commissioner Vance Wyatt, here with us. What's up, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself,
man? Please. Oh, man. I'm always good.
Yeah, that's
I'm always good. Even on my worst day, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Well, I know we're in the home stretch.
Yep.
We got, 5 days?
Yeah, just about
5 days.
Now, yeah.
And grateful that you had, and I was saying to myself, Vance, I said, am I really ready to begin to bring people by? Because I got so much work to do, and I'm in the midst of transitioning our new studio.
Yeah.
And there's just dust and dirt and stuff everywhere.
Hey, but that's how legends are made.
Hey, you know what? I look at it as progress.
Yep.
You have made progress as commissioner.
Yes.
Over the past term or
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah. Just made 9 months on Tuesday.
Huh?
Yep. So.
Wow. Well, a lot of people may not have any clue, man, and a lot of people are still up in the air.
Yep.
They don't know. They're contemplating. They're anticipating a great turnout. This election on the 20th is going to get a great turnout. People are concerned. I've read some things. I won't say anything.
Yeah.
I've heard some things. Being a pastor, man, it's really difficult for me to accept a lot of the negativity that I hear. So I choose to pray over it, block it out, keep on moving. I mean, that includes me.
Yeah.
But I want you to take a few minutes, man. I know that. I know time is of the essence. I know we're in the home stretch.
Yep.
And I know it's time to go ahead and set your plea out there for those who are going to get out and vote, why they're going to, number one, vote for you. But for those that may not know you yet, who are you? Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Absolutely. I'll be pleasure to introduce myself again. My name is Vance Wyatt. I'm Lake County Commissioner for District 14, which is District 14 is primarily most of North Chicago, all of Park City, a little bit of Gurnee, a little bit of Waukegan, and then 13 people in Lake Bluff.
Wow.
And
13 people.
It's literally 13 people.
Wow. Okay.
And so I'm actually from North Chicago. I'm second generation high school graduate, both from my great grandmother all the way down to myself. I have lived in North Chicago over the past 60, 70 years. So I'm really from this community, which, like I said, again, over half of the district is North Chicago.
Right.
And, my father graduated from high school in 73. My mom graduated in 1980, and I graduated in 2008. So I'm a baby. I'm the baby on the board. I am the youngest person of color to ever serve on our Lake County board in history.
Wow.
I've been there now for 9 months.
Right.
Keep pushing, keep working towards bettering the community that I represent, and going above and beyond what our duties are as county commissioners and making sure we can get things done.
Right.
In North Chicago, we don't have a grocery store at all.
Right.
So since I've been there, I've been working with a non-for-profit veterans group that wants to grow fruits and vegetables to help veterans that suffer from PTSD. So what I want them to do in return is sell those fruits and vegetables at a grocery store in the community.
Right.
That way, when the Mayor Rockingham goes out and trying to work with developers to get a grocery store in the community, from say a big box store or a chain store, we have something that's viable, that's small, and gives them the opportunity to say, hey, we got this small group. They don't have the same distribution or economy of scale that you as a big, large corporation has. And if they're able to make it in this community, why can't you bring an Aldi's or Joe Lasco or whatever type of grocery store into our community? And I think that even though, yes, it is not my job as a county commissioner to do that, I feel that it's important to be the advocate and work on the best interest of my community, not only in my current role or my role as a county commissioner, but also advocate for everything that's going to improve the lives of everyone in our district, including like the school districts. The county really doesn't have that much authority over school districts. Really, we only have the regional school board that has any interactions with the school districts. In my district, that their role isn't even that prevalent in my district. Our district is controlled by the state right now.
Okay.
And even with Waukegan and Gurnee schools, most of their boundaries are already set. So we really don't have much roles with that. But if there's a grant out there that I may come across from something as simple as a playground grant or something like that, making sure the school district can replace their old equipment and get new equipment. You know, in my time at being on the park board, I'm able to help Park City with their city parks getting more or getting grants to develop their parks even further.
Okay.
Since we have all the parks, there's 2 parks in Park City. You know, there's a number of grants. There's a tennis court grant that I've been sending them information about on how to apply for it and make sure that they can get the grant so they can actually have the same things that every other community has. And that's the biggest thing in our community. We happen to be the poorest community in Lake County. Mind you, the 14th district is, you know, again, one of the poorest communities, but we have we live in the 47th richest county in the entire nation.
Right.
You know, and you know, we also in North Chicago pay the highest property tax in the entire state of Illinois.
Wow.
You know, when I took office, there was a home in North Chicago that's worth only about $120,000 versus a house that was in Gurnee for sale that was worth $500,000, and they pay the exact same amount in taxes.
Really?
That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense why you're one of the poorest communities and you have the highest property tax in the state, mind you, that has the highest effective tax rate compared to every other state in the entire country, which in a sense means we're paying some of the highest property taxes in the country right here in our district.
Right.
And we're some of the poorest communities. It doesn't make sense why we're not getting our bang for our buck and making sure we get money that comes back to our community to actually rebuild our community, from streets to better schools to you know, deterring crime in our community. So that's what my focus has been, is a holistic approach on how we can work together to better the lives of everyone in this community.
Okay, someone's at the door. I'm going to go ahead and check, see who that is. I believe I know who it is, but we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Good.
I got 2 questions for you when we return. Stay close. We'll be back in a few right after this on the show. right, I think we got it together now, man. We got it together now. All right. Had to make room. Continuous music on the way, but right now we have Commissioner Mr. Vance Wyatt in here with us on today. And, of course, man, I want to pick up kind of right where we left off. I apologize for the inconvenience. There's a lot going on today, but, again,
it's like that every day, isn't it?
Every day, man.
Every day, so.
But again, I mean, I didn't want to shut down. Mm-hmm. And, even during my progress, I like to be up and running, kind of letting the people know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Now, I appreciate you being willing to come by and take advantage of the opportunity to share what it is that you have on your heart to share. But I do have a question.
Sure.
And I want to ask you this, Vance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel pressured right now to get as much information out there about your plans, or are you comfortable at knowing that you put the information out there that you feel is necessary, and it's just continue to just kind of keep yourself and or your name out there to let people know to vote for you?
So right now, biggest thing is making sure people know that election is coming up, because some people still don't know that, or they think I'm in November. Making sure that they know they need to vote in March or March 20th.
Okay.
In regards to my plans, most people have known that. I've come on your show maybe 4 or 5 times, maybe.
Yeah.
I've been on Carlos's show 4 or 5 times. I've been on Inchworm. I've been on a number of different shows. Dr. Brooks. I've been on his radio and his TV show.
I saw that.
I've been on a number of different platforms, also along with knocking and talking to people. I've knocked almost every single door in this district, with the exclusion of course, my opponents. But pretty much knocked on everone else's door.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Stop by your opponent. Vote for Vance. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Wow. But for the most part, I've knocked on everyone's door in the district, at least the ones that vote in the primary, at least.
Okay.
And then I've been, like I said, been going to various different events throughout the community, making sure that my message is getting out there, making sure people understand that what I stand for.
Yes.
I can talk all day and pontificate about what I've done on the park district, what I did on the library board, but what am I doing to make people's lives better? That's the difference, and that's what we need. That's the type of new generation of leadership that we need in our community to move ourselves forward. We haven't had a grocery store since I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Right, it's been a long time.
We haven't had our pool at North Chicago hasn't been open since I was before I was 10 years old. When I was on the park board, we fell 1 vote short from getting it open, and just because we fell short didn't mean I was going to stop on it. I was working on getting AB and AbbVie to give us money, like they gave us $3 million to remodel our library. I was working on different things. Okay, since you won't let me do it to the board, let me go around and do it a different way. So we get the money now. You can't tell me no.
Right.
And that's the thing. We have to think outside of the box and try to do things differently. Sometimes, yes, it may be something that we've tried 20, 30 years ago. But guess what? We got to keep on going and keep on trying to do something better to better the lives of people that live here. Okay. And that's what my focus is. That's all. Since I've been on the library board, when I first started there, I was really, really green, had no facial hair or any at all.
Wow.
And then all the way up to now, being on the park or on the county board and going through the park board. I'm trying to really make a difference in our community. Mm-hmm. When I got elected to the park district, I had turned down a job with Google.
Okay.
Park districts don't pay. We didn't get paid as a commissioner at all.
Right.
And I could have made a lot more money going there versus working at CVS. But for me, it's not about the money. It's about making the community that I'm from better, so that the next generation, they have it a little bit easier. And that's what we need to be focused on.
Amen.
And I think that in our community specifically, we don't really focus on mentoring the youth and showing them that they have the potential to be whatever they can be. We had President Obama become the president of the United States of America. Mm-hmm. A lot of kids that's my age never thought we would actually see a black president.
Right.
My great-grandmother, her grandparents were born in slavery. I'm pretty sure she never thought she could ever vote for a senator that could become president of the United States of America. So we have to instill ideals and push our kids to do above and beyond. And I truly think if we did that more, we would see more people moving and excelling in our community, growing as a whole. Unfortunately, we push a lot of people away. Mm-hmm. So we don't have the opportunity to grow. We put all this, let's just call it money or seed into these children, and then we don't give them a reason to come back. And that's my biggest thing, is to give them a reason to come back and actually grow the community that they're from, the community that raised them into the young men and women that they are today.
Amen. Well, I do know vision is key.
Mm-hmm.
In order to accomplish anything, we must first and foremost have vision.
Yep.
You know,
even look at a Fortune 500 company. They have a mission and a vision statement.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even big, gigantic corporations have a simple vision statement.
Right.
It may not be, we're gonna sell this product. We're gonna sell that.
It might not be a paragraph.
Exactly.
It could be a statement.
Exactly. It could be one sentence.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just
but they have
right.
a vision on what they're trying to do.
Got to have vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess one of the things that has always kind of gotten under my skin over the years, it doesn't matter if you're running for president, it doesn't matter if you're running for mayor, it doesn't matter if you're a food chain, it doesn't matter what you are. If you have a competitor that you're up against in any way, shape, form, or fashion, one of the things that always got under my skin is when individuals or people badmouth their competitors in order to elevate themselves.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that people should really stand for what they believe in. They should stand firm on what they believe in and express their thoughts, feelings, cares, and concern to the people.
Absolutely.
I don't have to badmouth another network or anything like that in order to elevate myself.
Absolutely.
But I know that it happens.
Yep.
It has in the past.
It's happening in my race, so.
And it will continue to happen.
Always.
You have been over the term that you have been coming in and out of GMAP. You have been, a man of integrity. You've been honest, upfront.
Yep.
What, in your opinion, has changed over the last 9 months? Not even focusing on your opponents.
Yeah.
Just focusing on Vance Wyatt, the commissioner. With over the last 9 months from when you first stepped in to now you're running this race.
Yeah.
What has changed in that time frame?
Well, one thing, since we're on the interview, I will say I've learned how to do interviews much better. I can say that for sure.
You are very professional.
So I have. If you look, when I first started doing interviews to now, I have changed a lot. I've become a lot more calmer and more relaxed with it. The biggest thing really is it. Honestly, I would say that's changed me personally.
Okay.
Outside of the interview aspect of it, is just my outlook on politics and just making sure that we continue to push forward no matter what negativity that you get faced with and get thrown at you. People will take, a period and stretch it as big as they can and make it into a black hole. I'm going
to interrupt you right there.
Yeah.
I remember when you came over to our studios on Washington Street, and I looked you square in the eyes. I said, Vance, don't fall to other people's stuff. I said, stay focused on your vision.
Yeah.
Because I had already detected that. People will slander, badmouth, discourage, dishonor, disrespect, or whatever they want to do towards their opponents in order to elevate themselves.
And I'm proud to say I'm the only candidate in this race that hasn't attacked one of their opponents. I'm going to continue to do that.
You're a man of integrity.
I'm going to continue. March 20th is not that far away.
That's
March
right.
21st is the day after the election, and no matter who wins, if I win, I'm going to have to continue to represent those individuals that have attacked me and continue to represent the entire district.
Now, what happens after that? I mean, after March 20th.
Yeah.
That is the
primary. Correct.
So there's still yet another
election, yes.
And that's in November.
Yes.
So there's a long way to go.
There's a long way from November.
So no matter who wins this primary election, you still have to be the commissioner until the November election takes
until
place.
November 30th. So
November
no matter
30th.
what my term, I will win or lose, I will be in office until November 30th.
And then, is it a responsibility of the current commissioner to work hand in hand with the transition process for someone that may be coming in?
Not normally, no. I've never been in this situation, so I can't really say. That's typically what you find with an executive branch of the executive branch of government, because you're running day-to-day operations. Of being a legislator, you are, in a sense, whatever your vision is or your outlook on how you want to run your operation is different. So the county commissioners, we don't have staff. Or individual staff. I don't have staff that's just assigned to me. We share staff.
Okay.
So what I do really will automatically, or what I do personally, because a lot of times I do things on my own. For instance, I'm doing the hashtag lunch bag event that's coming up on the 31st after the primary, helping feed the homeless. This morning I had a breakfast for the seniors. I have my coffee with your county board member meetings, and then I have my Facebook Live events. All that I do on my own. No county staff is doing anything with that.
Okay.
So in regards to that, there's really no transition. It's up to that whoever the commissioner is to determine how they want to operate and how they want to be the commissioner for their community. I just tend to do things a little bit differently. Like I said, I'm the youngest on the board, and I'm going to try to represent my entire district. If you look at my website, it doesn't say vote for me or anything like that. VanceWyatt.com doesn't say that. It shows you what I've done in office, what I'm trying to do. It does mention about how to vote. And it tells you how, where you can go to early vote and those kind of things. But the other thing is, even with talking about county services, you can find that on my website. And it's translatable to Spanish, which, we have a high Spanish population. It's also translatable to Korean and Hindi and Arabic as well, which is we have a high Indian and Pakistani population within the district and a high Korean population in the district. It's even translatable into French for some of our Haitian brothers and sisters that live within the district, and making sure that I represent everyone. And I'm going to have some more languages, because I found out we have a few Japanese individuals. So I'm going to have my website even in Japanese, and making sure that whatever I put out is reflective of the entire community. Because especially in the African American community, we sometimes feel that we're only needed for election day. My thing is, technically, yes, there is a high African American population in the district. We're like about 45% of the district. But guess what? There's still 55% more that's still out there that need representation, and when we're the minority, we don't like it when we're in a sense, shut out in a sense. Right. So I want to make sure I represent everyone. Of course, I'm African American, and this high school I went to and this high schools that I represent are predominantly Black and Hispanic. So I am gonna, those are gonna English and Spanish typically are most like my newsletters. And a lot of literature and flyers I hand out are in English and Spanish, but I do offer those other languages for individuals through a digital format, because it's easier for me to get it out. Because I can't say I'm gonna print out 100 Korean flyers in a sense, and then I only need 10 as an example. But making sure that that's available to people, so that way everyone can get it. And then make sure we also have events that are within all of the different parts of the community, from Gurnee, having coffee event in Gurnee or Waukegan or North Chicago, making sure you're trying to talk to everyone and represent everybody, because we need, in North Chicago as an example, we have 3 state reps in North Chicago, even though Rita Mayfield is the majority. Like myself, I'm the majority county commissioner. But there's also Mary Ross Cunningham that represents a portion, and Sandy Hart represents a portion of North Chicago. And then as going back to the state reps, you have Scott Drury, and then you have Carol Cinti that represent 2 portions of North Chicago. But it's important that they represent the entire district and their community, making sure they come up to North Chicago. It may be only once or twice a year, but guess what? They at least show up. How many times you have elected officials, they only come knock on your door, they send people to your door when it's election time. Prior to me running for this position, when I first got appointed, I went and made sure I knocked doors in Gurnee, made sure I knocked doors in Park City to learn what their issues were, sat down with their mayor and hear what they had to say, and even listen to what the community had to say. In Park City, some of their issues was in regards to the police, and making sure that working with the mayor, because the mayor is the executive of the city and controls their city police, to make sure that those concerns are addressed. And even in Waukegan, there's we have the biggest part of Park City or Waukegan we have is Felton Square, making sure that economic development goes on there, and we're trying to make sure we get businesses over there. I know they want a casino. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, we got to have a plan on what we're going to put there if the casino never does come. We have to make sure that we're forward thinking and working together. Park City and Waukegan are so close to each other. Actually, Waukegan or Park City used to be a part of Waukegan at one time, as North Chicago was. Making sure that their economic development and even though they're 2 separate communities, making sure that they're working together and not trying to fight each other all the time. We as a community, if we add up North Chicago, Waukegan, Park City, Zion, and a little bit of Gurnee that are high minority population, we would actually probably have a higher number of votes throughout the county. Just that little pocket. If we just came out to the polls and worked together, we see a lot more things change as a community.
Well, one thing I don't like to do here, I don't like to put people on the spot to make people or to give people the opportunity to seek an edge. Some people like that kind of controversy.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about this? Or
Yeah.
what do you think about that? I'm not into that sort of thing. I have to remain neutral. I was instructed that even if I were to make a decision, or if I have already made a decision, I'm going to vote for Vance Wyatt, sort of thing. I'm not allowed to continue to say that publicly while on the air.
Yeah.
That's a rule of thumb when you're in broadcasting, so to speak. I'm the type of person, Vance, I like to hear what's on a person's mind, what's on his heart, his vision.
Yep.
I'm a visualist, so I love vision.
You got to make sure to say his and her, because there are females that are right.
Okay, his and her. Well,
Yep.
when I say his, I mean her.
I know. There's some people. Some people might say something. That's
they
fine.
will.
So.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I know they will, but I don't like to focus on bad mouth.
No,
what do you think about this? Or that's putting people on the spot.
I know.
I just like to hear a person's views. I like to see where they stand.
Yep.
Honor and respect their decisions about certain situations. Now, if it's something that Vance decides he wants to bring up and talk about, that's great. If not, then life must go on. Listen, we're going to take another quick break real quick. We'll be back right after this. My friend and my brother, our special guest today, Commissioner Vance Wyatt. Of course, you will have the opportunity to keep him in that seat during this next term. And Vance, when we come back, what we want to do is we want to make sure we break down and share with our viewers and listeners where they can find more information about who you are, more information about your plans, more information about the different languages, just more information. And then we're going to give you an opportunity to look in that camera and tell people, exactly why they feel, or you feel, they should get out and, number one, vote on March 20th. That's the priority.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
Number two, why they should vote for you. All right, so I want you guys to stay close. Don't move. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin, on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. That's GMAP, the number 1.com. Stay close. Don't move. We'll be back in a few right after these messages on the show.
What is it that you want? Be honest. Life is short. Is it love, excitement, security, family, time, money, peace of mind? How about free? Funny, everyone loves free. We see it, hear it, read it, watch it, view it, delete it, watch it again. One company introduced something free that everyone uses. Energy. You heard me. That means this and this. This, that, this, and this can run for free. Is there anything better than that? How about free everything? Let's start from the beginning. In the late 90s, deregulated energy sweeps across the states and the energy monopolies are disbanded. For the first time in our lives, people like you, me, the neighbor, family, friends, and coworkers have a choice in whom we purchase electricity or natural gas from. And because of this new choice, it created opportunity. It gave power back to the people, and people are turning energy into income. The company that revolutionized the industry? Stream. It's not rocket science. This company at its core has two very basic principles. Give people the opportunity to have free essential services and a chance to have residual income and grow exponentially. Simple, driven, focused. That makes this company very powerful to anyone like you and I. The mother, the father, the aunt, the nephew, the baker, the athlete, the designer, the teacher, the student, the firefighter can all learn how to earn a life-changing income on essential services. Stream alone has paid out millions in commissions to families and individuals and have helped tens of thousands of fellow Americans to generate extra income, and in essence making this and this, this, and this, in a way, free. Stream has revolutionized deregulated energy, and now they will do the same nationwide with the fastest growing industry in the country, mobile. Stream's simple business plan shows anyone how to share low rates, experience great service, and enjoy the benefits of a new freedom with anyone you know, helping them repeat exactly what you did. The steps are easy to follow. When your Stream customers pay their bill, you get paid. When the customers of your customers enroll and pay their bill, you get paid. It doesn't stop. Even when the customers they enroll pay their bill, you get paid. It's unlimited and residual. You're building a team of people who also want freedom, passion, excitement, adventure, travel, and more. You can even earn commissions every week for helping your team be successful. So, how badly do you want it? Energy and mobile are all around you. Everyone needs it. Everyone wants it. So take it. Take advantage of this opportunity. How bad do you want love, excitement, security, family, time, money? Do you? Contact the person who cared enough to share this life-changing opportunity with you. They will help you build your free everything. Ignite the dream. Start today.
All right, we're back right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network with our guest, Commissioner Vance D. Wyatt, here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com, GMAP, the number 1.com. Something on your mind, you want to get on the prayer line, you want to reach out to us, make a special dedication and a request, you're always welcome to do so. You can visit our broadcast network site, GMAP1.com. You can shoot me an email, GMAP1@live.com. Give me a call, 847-886-9670. That's me. Now, we're going to push it over to Commissioner Vance D. Wyatt on today. And, of course, Vance, before we let you go, we want to make sure that you share your information with the people. Let them know how they can reach out to you. Be specific. If you don't have your pen, pencil, most people got their phones, and just type it in, whatever it is you need to do. I know the main thing that people are going to want to know is your website and how they could reach you, maybe if it's by phone or email. But share that information with our viewers and listeners, social media, so on and so forth.
So my website is VanceWyatt.com.
Okay.
Or you can just Google me. I will pop up right there. If you are social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Vance D. Wyatt.
Okay.
Just like you have at the bottom. Just all together.
Okay.
And then if you want to get email and phone, my phone number is 224-419-4509. Again, that's 224-419-4509. If you see my literature around, it's right at the bottom.
Right.
It's on my website. It's on, even if you go to the county's website, it's on there as well.
Okay.
And then my email is commissioner@vancewyatt.com. And again, that's commissioner@vancewyatt.com. That's 2 M's and 2 S's, because some people miss those two all the time, and then I don't get it. So
well, you know what? Okay. Moving right along.
But yeah, those are the main ways you can get in contact with me. I even have people reach out to me on LinkedIn sometimes. Right. I had a lady that needed help with because she was displaced. And she needed assistance, so she reached out to me via LinkedIn, and I was able to use that medium to get in contact with her and being able to relay information to her so she can to help deal with her issues. And that's the biggest thing for me. I'm trying to be as easily as accessible, just as I was when I was at the Park District. Try to go above and beyond what my duty is. When I was at the Park District, some Saturdays and Sundays I was out there with gloves and cleaning the park out, cleaning the trash out. Right. Is it a job for a commissioner? No, and especially not as the board president either. But
you do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
And you know what, man? That's important. A lot of times people say, well, you got to, hire your staff. Get the, nobody is going to get things done in your heart the way you would get them done.
Absolutely.
I'm a prime example of that, and I love it. I'm always trying to get my hands dirty as I continue to look at trying to set up to leave a legacy.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate your time once again, Vance, man. I appreciate every time we have an opportunity to talk, your support. I'm looking forward to a great turnout on March 20th. I know for a fact that you have done an outstanding job over the past 9 months, and people are behind you. All I can recommend is I can suggest that you keep doing what you're doing. Put yourself out there into the eyes and ears of the people. Let them know who you are and what your plans are. People will get behind those that have vision, whether you're old, young, in between. If you have vision and your vision makes sense, I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what you've accomplished over the years. Because I get judged that way. So I got to go based on experience, and I always want to be better. I come to work every morning right now acting as if it's the first day I'm just getting started. I've been doing this for 13 years. Every day I'm just getting started. So keep up the good work. Continue to allow the people to know who Vance D. Wyatt is and what his plans are as he moves forward to maintain that seat as commissioner.
Absolutely.
Okay. And last but not least, Vance, before we get into anything else, what I would like to do is have you look into that camera and tell the people, number one, why it's so important to get out and vote.
Yep.
Number two, why it's so important for them to get out and vote.
For me.
For you.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing, the most important reason why we need to vote, we've had a lot of people in our past, like my grandparents that went, and great grandparents that went through the whole civil rights movement, and making sure that we all have the right to vote.
Right.
And we don't have any poll tax or anything. There's if you have a felony, you can vote in the state of Illinois.
Okay.
Now, we've had elections. When I ran for Park District in 2015, I won by 2 votes.
Oh, wow.
2 votes.
2 votes.
In 2014 or 2010,
Wow.
the governor's race. Now, this is a statewide race. Was decided by 169 votes in North Chicago.
That's amazing to me, man.
That's a governor's race, exactly.
Wow.
A gubernatorial election.
Okay.
We have in the 4th ward of North Chicago, which is the ward I live in. The first time that one alderman won, she won by a flip of a coin because it was a tie. If one extra vote came in, she or the opponent would have won. And in the next election, 4 years later, when she ran for re-election, she lost by 1 vote.
Oh my goodness!
So you have a lot of votes or elections that are decided by 1 or 2 votes.
Wow.
Or just a handful of votes, really, at the larger level. But guess what? If you don't get out there and vote, you don't really have a reason to complain, because where were you when you could have made a difference in your community?
Yeah, that's
because
true.
You're putting these people in office.
That's true.
And then now you may never ever get a bit to have a change, because they're in there now, and it's hard to knock off incumbents sometimes.
Right.
Especially even if that person is unpopular. You'll have 50 people running, and guess what? Then they get slide back in there.
Right.
Then going back to why it's important to vote for me, I'm the one that's focusing on getting us a grocery store in our community. I'm focusing on getting real property tax relief in our community. I didn't get a chance to go into consolidating school districts, but I think that in Lake County we need to look at that. Especially you live in North Chicago and Waukegan, you're talking about cutting your bill in half or down to a third.
Wow.
In your property tax bill.
Yeah.
We pay the highest property taxes in the entire state of Illinois, and we live in the state that has the highest property tax. So in a sense, we're paying the highest property taxes in the entire country. Making sure we get local businesses contracts to the county and through our local governments. When I was at the library board, I introduced a proposal to make sure we shop local first.
Okay.
And now at the county level, even though we're not a home rule county, making sure we're trying to get contracts for or just simple if we're just buying toilet paper or something like that, making sure that we're trying to buy from a local company first, because when we're putting money in local, that means we're giving somebody in our community an opportunity to go out there and pay their grocery bill. Now they're able to pay their house note, and this is the money that we're paying in, regardless, it's staying in the community and it's circulating multiple times. Right. And that's what's so important. The other big thing is economic development in North Chicago. We have the Sheridan Crossing project that's going on in the Navy Museum that people are really talking about. They want to bid to do something with.
Right,
well, at the county level, I just got to approve the tax abatement so we can get that project going forward to make sure we can get that grocery store down there, the hotel and the movie theater down there, making sure we have an entertainment district in North Chicago. I'm already working on it, and I want to continue to work on those things to make sure we get to move our community forward. And of course, in the environment, I was endorsed by the Sierra Club, making sure we preserve and protect our environment. We had a horrible flooding back in last year in July. Half of my district was underwater.
Right.
We need to make sure we're building infrastructure that's resilient, that can stand up to these storms, and making sure that we're trying to address the issue of climate change, so we don't have to continue to have these 100 and 200-year storms on a regular basis.
Right.
We just had 2014 we had another 200-year storm, and they're continually getting worse, and we have to do more and do better, and of course ending the cycle of recidivism. We have a lot of people that go into jail and then they come out and then they don't have a job. Well, let's offer businesses tax credits to hire those individuals, so that people that have a felony or misdemeanor or whatever type of criminal charge that they have, that they can get a good paying job, not just something at Walmart or something over at McDonald's.
Something they won't keep.
Exactly.
Because a lot of,
well, they may keep it, but that's all they're going to be able to do for the rest of their life. You know, they're going to go from McDonald's, they're going to Burger King now. They're just going around to the same thing. We need to try to get them into Abbott, AbbVie, and the back of these bigger corporations, so they can get $30,000, $50,000 jobs, so we can actually have them so they can take care of their family and their kids. If we don't actually do something about it, we're going to continue to see the problem where we're going to end up having nobody working. And then what happens when there's when the federal government or state runs out of money? The state is horribly, you know, in financial straits right now, and you know, if they, you know, miss a payment or something like that, then, you know, local, you know, Section 8 or just some other government assistance programs aren't able to pay out, then we're going to have, you know, riots in a sense, because no one's able to work. You know, we got to find a way so we can actually turn our community around. And I'm the only candidate that's really putting forth a plan on how to turn our community around holistically. You know, and everything isn't going to be on me. Everything, I can't do everything alone. But I got to make sure I work with our aldermen. I got to make sure I work with our school board members and on our park district and library board members to make sure we can try to turn everyone's lives around, and it's a community coming together. You know, that's what I'm focused on, is trying to get the community to come together to make everyone's lives better. And that's why I do believe everyone should vote for me on March 20th. If you vote early, you know, make sure you turn the ballot over and you mark for Vance Wyatt. You know. Or Vance D.Y., I should say. It's my name on there, but you know, on the ballot. But
people don't question that. Oh no, I'm just
I know, right? So but you know, that's the biggest thing, is really trying to turn this community around, because there makes no sense why we don't deserve the same quality of services that millionaires and billionaires get in Lake Forest, Highland Park, Deerfield, when we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world and one of the wealthiest counties in this nation. You know, it makes no sense why we have kids that are struggling in schools, and our schools are dilapidated. Where schools in our own county, you know, they're just building, they're renovating something that's been only 3 years old. You know? I mean, we need to share those resources and make sure we can actually improve the lives of the people that live here. You know, and sometimes it's going to take thinking outside the box. And you can't just go with the old, you know, this is how we've always done it.
I'm glad you said that, man, because I heard a pastor say just last week, you cannot operate a prosperous church these days, especially, let's put it this way, I'm going to rewind the tape and push play. You cannot operate an 8-track church in an iPad world.
Absolutely.
Is what he said. You have to step up to the sign of the times. You have to have vision. You have to be able to relate and adjust to the, you know, today's technology and stuff like that. And a lot of time that takes vision from a younger generation, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you know, and you're expecting something different and you're not getting it, that's insanity.
Absolutely. And then you're looking at the civil rights movement. Who were the foot soldiers for Dr. King? You had the young folks. The young folks were the ones getting arrested. Sure, there were older folks, but all of these individuals, you know, the baby boomers, you all were in their 20s, just around my age or a little bit younger than me, making a difference. And now we were able to get a African American president, you know, our first black president of the United States of America, because of their sacrifices. And they were young, and then I'm pretty sure that their grandparents and their parents were telling them, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. But we have to challenge and actually move things forward to better our lives of everyone in our community.
I agree. You got to be open-minded.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can be 50, 60 years old, but you still have to be open-minded to what the younger generation is doing and what they're accustomed to. I mean, even as a pastor, you can be 60 years old. You still may have to meet someone where they are. And sometimes that's going to be placing you in a situation where you may even feel like you're devaluing yourself. Oh, I got to go over here. But going over there is where God sent you in order to reach that individual. So it's something that you have to consider. And of course, you know, a younger generation understands a lot of what's going on today with each other, you know, versus some of us that are older. I may not know what's going on. I get amazed now when I see some of the things that my daughter, who's 21 years old, is saying and doing on social media. I'm like, oh, wow, really? You know? You know, but it is what it is.
And I grew up with social media. You know, MySpace.
You
know, that was high school or middle school to high school.
For you, social media was the beginning.
I was there from the beginning.
Right.
Of social media was a tag to go back all high five.
Right.
All these old ones that are no longer in existence.
MySpace. No, you didn't go to MySpace.
I mean, that's what we had at that time, and now we're at a different point where things are changing, and it's like you just said. We have you went from the 8-track, you had the cassette, now then you went to CDs. Now you got the iPad, you can download all of everything now.
Right.
We have to be willing to move forward. Not saying that we're gonna talk down to what came before, because we're not talking down. We're building upon what came
that's
before.
how it all became. The past is how it all came.
Absolutely.
How the present has come about.
Because I'm pretty sure people was talking about records when you guys had the 8-tracks out. Records was the thing.
Yep.
So I mean,
and I've been DJing forever, and I never DJed with an 8-track.
No.
But I played an 8-track.
Yeah.
I used to have a car with 8. Okay, I'm telling. That's too much.
I know what an 8-track is. My grandma had every type of technology you had in her.
Yeah.
She had all of it.
Wow.
She had back from
the old
phone that you had to go like this. Not even just not just rotary. We talking about the old school.
Right.
So,
it's amazing how far we've come. But in order to have a present and a future, you got to have a past.
Absolutely. And and definitely have to build upon it.
You have to embrace it.
Yep.
No matter what you've been through, you have to embrace it, and you have to have vision and accept those with vision.
Absolutely.
So, again, man, I just can't thank you enough, man. I think you have made it crystal clear who you are, what you stand for, some of your vision, your dreams, and some of the things you plan to do as you continue to move forward at maintaining that seat as commissioner. Again, we thank God for you. We wish you the best, man. And I'm sure we're going to invite you back.
Yep, absolutely.
Even after the fact.
Yep.
After the 20th, we want to invite you back and see what's the next step for Mr. Vance Wyatt. What does he do from here? What does he do as he maintains that seat? What does he do if for some reason he gets set off of that seat? There's a plan for Vance. I don't care what anybody says, and you always have to have a plan.
Absolutely.
And we want to invite you back immediately after this March 20 election.
I'll be on vacation right afterwards, so
I don't blame you.
I'm gonna need to take a break. So
I don't blame you, but as soon as you have the opportunity, man, come back and share with our viewers, because I know there's going to be many of them out there who wants to know where Vance D. Wyatt stands. And of course, we're going to hope and pray that he stands firm on his vision for what he has planned for the community, for the people, even for yourself and your family. So that's a wonderful thing, man. Again, we thank God for you.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you coming out, man. You are a true professional now that you do your live on-air radio and television interviews and stuff, man. You are just really got it all together now, man. You're not nervous or anything.
Nope.
You just come in and do you.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, we thank God for your presence today on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Our guest today, Mr. Vance D. Wyatt, Commissioner Vance D. Wyatt. Don't forget, get out on March 20th and vote if you have not already. And we're going to look forward to an awesome turnout. Until next time, peace. God bless you. Take care. Take it easy. If it's good to you, take it twice. We'll see you next time. I'm Pastor Kevin T. Strouder. That there, Commissioner Vance D. Wyatt on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Until next time, be blessed. And remember, be a blessing to someone else. Take care. Bye-bye.